We're back with another one. I just wanted to jump on here and kind of just go over what I'm using this year for my bow setup, my arrow setup, release. I know I like watching these videos on YouTube where like people are talking about what they're using, what they found works best for them, new things that we want to try out, or just like gear reviews in general. I kind of nerd out on stuff like that. So I guess we'll just jump into the bow first. This is my Mathews V3 31. It's an older bow. I've had it for a few years now. I believe I got it when it came out. I'm shooting 70 pounds. My draw length is 27 and a half. My arrows are right around 28 inches carbon to carbon, and then I think they're like 29 or 30 inches overall. And that's with the nocks and the broadheads that I'm shooting. I'm running the Excel Carbon AccuTouch with the AV41 scope. I think it's a 19 thou pin. It's a single pin with a slider. The Hamskea Trinity rest. I've had all of this on here since I put the bow together. Running the detachable quiver. I like taking my quiver off, especially when I'm in the stand. I don't like to leave it on there. I just feel like it gets in the way. I'm running two stabilizers, a rear stabilizer. Both of them are by Shrewd with the quick disconnect. I really like these stabilizers. They're starting to show some wear. Just the rubber starting to dry rot a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty much the bow setup that I'm running this year. I actually just switched. I had the UltraView scope on here, and preference wise, I couldn't get it to be bright enough for me. Even with the light in there, I still couldn't get it bright enough for my liking. So I switched back to the factory scope that came on this site when I bought it years ago, and I really like it. It's very bright, so it works really well. And I'm running a Hamskea Raptor Peep. I've had that in there since I put this bow together back. I want to say this bow came out in 2021. Don't quote me on that. But this thing's been a ride or die. This is the second set of strings that I've put on here, and I love this bow. I've never had a problem with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So that's what I'll be running this year. Arrow setup. I'm running the Pierce 300. It is a 4mm arrow. Running it with the collar on the end. I'm running 4 vanes. These are the Boning X vanes. I really like this vane setup, especially when I'm running a fixed broadhead on the front, like the Q80 Exodus. I've shot this broadhead now for 4 or 5 years. I've really liked it. Never had an issue with it. When I originally went to the fixed broadheads, it was a nightmare trying to figure out what vane setup would work best for it, and making sure that your bow is like actually tuned, because if you're running a fixed vane up front or fixed broadhead up front, it's just like having vanes on the front of your arrow. It's going to steer it just as much as the vanes in the back will. So let's go inside the garage, and I'll kind of go over all the components of the arrow that I'm running, and we'll throw everything on a scale and see what the weight comes out to. Alright, we made it inside. We're going to weigh everything out on here, and we'll go over the total weight. So like I said, we're going to be running these Q80 Exodus. These are the 100 grains. I've noticed that these are different in weight. They vary slightly, and I don't know if that's because of shooting them, getting dirt on them, and chipping them. These are all my practice heads that I've had for years. I don't know if that's because of just variations in them from shooting them, or if that's how they were out of the box. I don't have a brand new set that haven't been shot at least once, so we'll weigh them. That one's 102.6. I weighed these earlier. They're like 1 grain off from each other. Not bushing. Got the collar for up front. I'm running these lighted nocks.
And this is another thing, guys. This is what I've noticed, and I knew going into this. Here, we'll just throw it on there to show you what it weighs. I knew going into this that I could regret buying these. These are from Amazon, just like a basic Amazon lighted knock. And so far, they've been really good. But I have noticed a few that when I would spin them, because I was having issues shooting some of my arrows, I'm like, why are they flying so wonky? I know my bow's tuned. Well, when I put them on the spinner, I noticed some of them were spinning way out of true, and I don't know if that's just a manufacturing flaw since they are from overseas. I mean, they're not the best quality, if they're bent a little bit or whatnot, but I'd thrown those ones away and spun the rest of my arrows. The rest of them are very good and true, but just know that going into buying something that is maybe more off-brand or not your, you know, run-of-the-mill like gold tip knocks that, you know, are gonna be in spec and be really good quality. So there's the vane. Like I said, we're running 4 fletch on all of these. I went through and marked up my knocks, kind of how I was knock tuning. Made a spot on the knock and the collar. That way everything's lined up for when I knock it in the bow. See, that weight inside there needs screwed down. Like I said, I can't remember what the weight I have inside is. But yeah, that's what the arrow setup that I'm running, bow setup, and just my basic knock to it release. I've shot this release for years now and I really like it, but it's nothing special, just something I prefer. The 2 fingers nice with just a little added kicker for 3rd finger on there.
But yeah, we're weeks out. We're less than a month away. I'm super excited. Can't wait. We'll be sitting in a stand in no time. But yeah, jump on the channel and look at some of the other videos that I've been posting. The last video we did was the tree stand setup that I'm running this year. It's the .5 Lone Wolf. Kind of threw some specs out on that video as well. But yeah, that's the setup I'm running this year. And I did just look up those fact weights that are in my arrows are 10 grain weights. So you can buy those in different variations. I think they go all the way up to like 50 grains, which is pretty heavy if you're trying to get your FOC up. So that's it for this video. Check out the other ones on the channel. Thanks, guys.